Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving deeper than a leprechaun's pot of gold into the Emerald Isle with 10 mind-blowing facts about Ireland that you probably haven't heard before. We're talking ancient secrets, quirky traditions, and did I mention absolutely no snakes? Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Long before the Greeks were even thinking about laurel wreaths, the Irish were already holding their own epic games. I'm talking about the Tailteann games, older than time itself. These weren't just your average games. We're talking serious competition in everything from chariot racing to storytelling and poetry. The Tailteann games were like the Glastonbury of their day. Everyone who was anyone went. Kings, queens, poets, warriors, you name it. Imagine thousands of people gathered for weeks on end cheering, laughing and celebrating Irish culture. Sadly, the games were eventually abandoned, but wouldn't it be amazing to bring them back? Let's talk about the Irish language, or as we say in the biz, gaelg. This isn't just any old language, darling. It's practically a linguistic dinosaur. We're talking older than Latin, older than Greek. Heck, it was around when the pyramids were just blueprints. Sadly, after centuries of, shall we say, encouragement from certain other countries, Irish isn't spoken as widely as it used to be. But it's having a bit of a moment, you know. There's a whole new generation embracing their heritage, learning the language and keeping the culture alive. It's like the linguistic equivalent of a well-worn leather jacket, full of character, history, and just a little bit dangerous. Who doesn't love a good scare on Halloween? But did you know that this beloved holiday actually has its roots in dear old Ireland? It all started with Samhain, an ancient Celtic festival marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. The Celts believed that on this night the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead was at its thinnest, and spirits could roam free. Imagine bonfires blazing across the countryside, casting eerie shadows that danced with the wind. People dressed in costumes made of animal skins, hoping to ward off evil spirits. Over the centuries, Samhain evolved into the Halloween we know and love today. The costumes got a bit less fur, the bonfires moved to backyards, and the trick-or-treating, well, that just got a whole lot sweeter. But the spirit of Samhain, the sense of magic and mystery, still lingers at the heart of Halloween. No trip to Ireland is complete without a visit to the pub. And when it comes to pubs, they don't come much more iconic than Sean's Bar in Athlone. This little slice of Irish history just happens to be the oldest pub in the world. That's right. This place has been serving up pints since the year 900 AD. Over the centuries, Sean's Bar has seen it all. Viking raids, plagues, famines, you name it. This pub has stood the test of time. Today, it's a pilgrimage site for beer lovers and history buffs alike, all eager to soak up the atmosphere and maybe sink a pint or two in the oldest pub on earth. Just imagine you could be sitting in the same spot where some Viking warlord once drank his mead, or where some love-struck poet penned his greatest work. We all know about St. Patrick, right? Patron saint of Ireland. Banished all the snakes from the Emerald Isle. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why snakes? Was there some sort of ancient Irish snake infestation that I haven't heard about? Well, darling, as with most things in Ireland, the truth is a bit more complicated. Snakes were never actually native to Ireland. The whole banishing the snakes thing, it's more of a metaphor. The snakes represent the pagans, or the old ways that St. Patrick was trying to convert to Christianity. But that doesn't mean there aren't plenty of tall tales about St. Patrick and his serpentine nemesis. Legend has it he chased all the snakes into the sea after they ganged up on him during a 40-day fast. Now, I don't know about you, but if I haven't eaten in 40 days, the last thing on my mind would be snakes. So, there you have it. The real reason there are no snakes in Ireland? They never existed in the first place. Imagine the headlines. Giant snake escapes Dublin Zoo, Guinness Brewery on high alert. Now that's a story I'd watch. When you think of the Titanic, you probably think of iceberg Celine Dion and Leonardo DiCaprio looking very cold and wet. But did you know that this iconic ship was actually built in Belfast, Northern Ireland? That's right, the ship of dreams was an Irish lass through and through. The Titanic was built in the Harland and Wolff shipyard, which was once one of the largest shipyards in the world. It took thousands of workers, countless rivets, and enough steel to make even the brawniest blacksmith blush. Sadly, we all know how the story ends. The unsinkable ship sank on its maiden voyage, taking over 1,500 souls with it. It was a tragedy that shocked the world, and for Ireland it was a particularly poignant loss. Many of the Titanic's crew, including those who perished, were from Belfast and the surrounding areas. Today, there's a fantastic museum dedicated to the Titanic, where you can learn all about the ship's construction, its passengers, and its tragic fate. Let's talk about Eurovision, darling, the singing competition that's so gloriously bonkers, so wonderfully over the top that you can't help but love it. And when it comes to Eurovision, Ireland are practically royalty. We've won the contest more times than any other country, 7 times to be exact. From Dana's angelic voice in 1970 to Johnny Logan's double win in the 80s, yes, you read that right, the man's a legend. Ireland has a long and illustrious history with Eurovision. We've had ballads, we've had bangers, we've even had puppets. Remember Dustin the Turkey? No, well, trust me, it was a moment, but what is it about Ireland and Eurovision that just works? Some say it's our love of a good show, our ability to belt out a tune with the best of them. Others say it's the luck of the Irish. But I think it's our ability to laugh at ourselves, to embrace the ridiculousness of it all and just have a good time. So next time you're watching the contest, raise a glass to Ireland, the reigning champions of glitter, glamour, and good old-fashioned fun. Are you ready for a real challenge? Try saying Muck-what-now 5 times fast. Difficult, isn't it? Well, that mouthful of a word just happens to be the longest place name in Ireland. It's a village in County Galway, and the name itself is derived from Irish, meaning pig marsh between two seas. But the best part about Muck-what-now, trying to get the locals to say it, they love to watch tourists stumble over the pronunciation. So next time you're in Ireland, take a detour to Muck-what-now. Just be sure to practice your pronunciation beforehand. When you think of Ireland, you probably think of rolling green hills, charming villages, and maybe a pint of Guinness or two, but did you know that Ireland also has more sheep than people? That's right, sheep. Those fluffy, four-legged lawn mowers outnumber us humans by a considerable margin. There are over 7 million sheep in Ireland, compared to a population of just under 5 million people. That's a lot of wool. In fact, if you were to shave all the sheep in Ireland and knit a giant sweater, it would probably cover the entire country. But why so many sheep, you ask? Well, for centuries, sheep farming has been a vital part of the Irish economy. The wool, the meat, the milk, it's all been used to sustain the population. So, next time you're driving through the Irish countryside and you see a flock of sheep blocking the road, don't be surprised. They own the place. Just be patient, give them a friendly wave, and they'll eventually let you pass. Let's talk about the harp, darling. No, not the kind you find in a heavy metal band, but the elegant Celtic kind that's been a symbol of Ireland for centuries. It's on our coins, our stamps, even our Guinness bottles. But what is it about this instrument that's so deeply ingrained in the Irish soul? The harp has been around in Ireland for over 1,000 years. It was played by bards, those wandering musicians who were like the rock stars of their day. They'd travel from village to village, entertaining kings and commoners alike with their songs and stories. The harp was more than just an instrument, it was a symbol of Ireland itself. In fact, it was so important to the Irish that during times of oppression, the English banned the playing of the harp. They knew that to silence the harp was to silence the soul of Ireland, but like a true survivor, the harp endured. It was played in secret, passed down through generations, its music a beacon of hope during dark times. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these mind-blowing facts about Ireland, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. And be sure to tell me in the comments which fact surprised you the most. See you next time!